Hey guys, welcome to your first video. So before we get into today's video, which is all about the first thing that you need to know if you are all about creating a life that actually turns you on. In other words, you love being you, you would rather be nobody else, and you are excited to wake up not only on a Monday morning, but every single morning, then you are in the right place. But before we dive in, I just want to thank you for being here, truly. Thank you for however you found me, for finding me. And we are gonna go on a really wild ride together. And I say wild ride because, believe it or not, from my point of view, creating a life that turns you on and lights you up and also can impact the world is one of the best rides you can possibly go on. And I am here to empower you every step of the way, no matter how old you are, no matter what you do professionally. If you want to do any of those three things, then meaning have a life that turns you on, lights you up, or impacts the world, then you are in the right place. My name is Natalie Barrage. I go by Natalie B for short, and I'm an entrepreneur, a coach, a facilitator. I love consciousness, but most importantly, I'm here to change the world. And so with that said, let's dive into the first video. So 10 years ago, I might have been in a similar spot to actually where you are. I was looking at how the fuck do I actually love my life? And guys, by the way, side note, if we're gonna be friends, which hopefully we are gonna be friends, I tend to cuss a lot. So if that offends you, sorry, but this is really all about being you and I gotta be me. And I'm sure you understand that. So anyway, so 10 years ago, I was probably in a similar place to where you were at. I was really looking at how do I fall in love with my life? What's it gonna take? Now, don't get me wrong, I did not have a crappy life by any means. It was okay. It was so-so. But can I get an amen if you are not here for okay and so-so? I mean, truly, like, amen, anybody? You know, most people actually don't, at some point in the game, don't actually get that their life goes from, you know, these dreams and these hopes and these desires to from a space of just getting by. You know, maybe you've sold yourself the, you know, whatever lie you've sold yourself, but now you are in a place of just getting by, and that spark, that light, that sense of turn on that you can really have in always about your life is gone, or maybe it's diminished. And so if you are ready to get that back, then watch to the very end. So a life that turns you on, what do I mean by that? Well, I've been an entrepreneur for the last 10 years, and even though I'm in a slightly different industry than I was 10 years ago, I started off as a yoga teacher and then a yoga studio owner, and then I sold that business, and I've been an online entrepreneur for the last couple of years. Really, my message has been the same. It's been all about creating a life that turns you on, all about loving yourself, and all about creating a life that you love. Now, I'm using the word turn on because that covers so much, and it gets into some taboo areas that from my point of view, it is time to unlock and unleash and be and embrace so you can actually love you. So with that said, if you actually desire to have a life that turns you on, then what's the number one thing that you must do? You guys ready to hear it? The number one thing that you must do is you must throw out the rules. Now, I say that as somebody who used to be in corporate America, who used to very much play by the rules in all areas of her life. Now, I'm not saying just because you're in corporate America means that you, you know, need to, you know, quit your job to throw out the rules. Not at all. All I'm saying is throwing out the rules looks like honoring what's real and true for you. It looks like giving up caring about what other people think. It looks like actually going after your hopes and dreams no matter what anybody says. And I say these things because this is what I started doing 10 years ago, and my life literally went from so-so to pretty fucking phenomenal. Now, of course, along the last 10 years, I've had ups, I've had downs, right? That's just life, things happen. But in that time frame, never once did I say, oh wow, my life's not great, my life's not amazing. And it's possible for you to do that as well. But it demands one key thing from you. And that is, are you willing to throw out the rules? The rules might be like how you parent if you're a parent, and you actually aren't parenting the way that you desire, but you're parenting the way that your family pressures you to because you don't want to hear the flack from them. Or maybe, you know, you are in that 9 to 5 job, but your soul has been calling you to, you know, make the leap into entrepreneurship, but you just won't do it because you don't feel like anybody in your life backs you, you know? Or maybe throwing out the rules looks like, you know, if you've been a chronic dieter your whole life, maybe it's time to give up the diet and actually just love your body, no matter what size you are. Throwing out the rules doesn't mean you create havoc in your life. It doesn't mean that you walk around like a walking middle finger in your life. It means that you're willing to actually honor what's true for you and what you find valuable so you can actually have a life that you love. So with that said, if you're going to take this even deeper, then I'm going to invite you at the end of this video to actually get out pen and paper and to write down the top 10 rules that you've been living by that are absolutely time. It's time for them to be thrown out the window. And this is only for those of you that truly desire to create a life that turns you on and lights you up. And by the way, like I said before, this isn't about creating havoc in your life. It's not about destroying things in your life. This is about giving up the lies that have kept you trapped. It's about giving up all of the fear of judgment that comes up that's like really squashing your being and squashing possibilities that has kept your life in the space of okay or even mediocrity, or maybe for some of you even terrible, rather than actually exploding into this phenomenal space of a life that turns you on. Now, the key thing with having a life that turns you on is, guess what, guys? It turns you on. It's not about your family approving. It's not about your friends approving. It's not about your partners approving. This is about you being so willing to like be aware of what actually lights you up that you go for it. So we'll talk more about that in the next video, but for now, grab that pen and paper, write down the top 10 rules that you're ready to throw out the window, say bye-bye to, and don't miss video 2, which is coming your way tomorrow, and we're gonna take this even further for those of you that are ready to create a life that turns you on and lights you up. All right, and until then, I'm so grateful for you, and I'll see you very soon. I'll see you in the next video.